Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. We are super excited to be here today and looking forward to diving into our focused 30-minute product introduction for Astro AI, which is something that we have been hard at work for quite some time and is actually nominated for the NAHB Best of IBS Award this year. During our time today, we'll cover why Astro needed to exist, who it serves, a live demo of 4 real use cases, and of course, reserve some time at the end for any questions. This is a product launch, not a theory session. Before we dive in, I'd like to introduce our speakers for today's launch. I'm Erin Henderson, Communications Director at New Homestar, and we'll also be joined by David Rice, New Homestar founder, Chris Laskowski, Marketing Director, Nick Czar, Group VP, Christian Gomez, Technology Director, and last but certainly not least, Eric Fickey, who is in charge of our new builder partnerships. I'm excited to hand it over to David Rice to start with the why behind Astro.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining. It's exciting to see so many fresh minds here in the month of February in our industry. I know that it's busy, and I commend you for coming out and looking to learn a new advantage. And I hope that we can deliver something to you today that matters. I believe that we can. AI is everywhere. I know that every time that I open up any of the news feeds that I see, it's talking about AI. And so it's a timely conversation for sure, but we would argue that AI tech doesn't necessarily equal an advantage. In fact, as we look across the footprint of New Homestar operations, we see a lot of AI being introduced in ways that don't necessarily seem intentional or specialized. And we've been working for behind the scenes for quite a while to unveil what we'll have for you today. But we believe that the real advantage comes from specialization and application. And so speed alone isn't always the advantage. I think that relevance is, and we have been working quickly, but taking our time to get to the point of being able to make this intro today. We think this difference matters. Generalist AI, I wonder how many of you have gone into ChatGPT and looked to solve a problem for your community. I would think that people who signed up to be here today are the same people who've done that many times. And I wonder if at times you have found some things that are valuable, but often things that aren't very specialized and things that don't seem specific to our industry. And we're experiencing that. And that's not keeping us from leaning into ChatGPT and other AI platforms. We're using them in all sorts of ways. But what we're showing to you today, we think is highly specialized. It's role aware, it's industry trained, and it has been designed so that it's embedded in workflow. Uh, New Homestar has been blessed to be trusted by so many builder partners across the country. You all, home builder partners, have put us in a position where we're the largest private seller of new residential construction in America, and we've been trusted with tens of billions of dollars of sales at this point. And as we have been a tech-enabled service company for all that time, we've had to learn to understand security, and we've had to learn to protect trust at all costs. And I just wanted to say that as we come in and we introduce this new AI product, that trust has been right at the front of our concerns the whole way. And it's one thing that we've taken super seriously. It's private by design, opt-in, built to support your people, not to monitor them. If this doesn't protect the dignity of our sales professionals, we know that it doesn't work. And so we'll share more about this and the way that it's built later. But I want to make sure right out of the gate that you know that we're not taking this information and putting it out into the ether. We are taking the responsibility of trust also seriously. And then the next thing I wanted to say, and I guess one of the only last things I say, is that this AI is designed, whether you're on here as a builder executive and owner of a small home building company or the president of a large home building company, a sales leader who is looking for every advantage that you can give to your team. or a sales associate who I commend you. You're on here and you may only be days into the job and you're looking for an advantage. I want you to know that we've designed this so that it's approachable and it's applicable to you in whatever role you're in. And we're going to use some case studies today to demonstrate how that's true. I want to turn this over to a couple of guys who are going to lead us through, who are going to lead us through the next part of this. And I think that they will be able to demonstrate how this platform is so versatile. And first is going to be Chris Laskowski. Super proud of Chris for as long as he has been with New Home Star. He has been focused exclusively on new residential marketing for 15 years. Proud that he's taken advantage of New Home Star's tuition assistance program, went back and graduated from with his master's degree from the number one marketing school in the country, Northwestern. And paired up with him today is another guy that took advantage of the education assistance, and and that's Nick Czar. And Nick Czar has been in the home building industry for 25 years, but keeping himself fresh as an executive. He gets to see a lot of things, but on top of that, has gone back and recently graduated from Harvard Business School. And we're excited to have these two guys get on here and kind of flex what they've learned and share what we've built and hope that we engage you in a way that's meaningful to you and to your business. Thank you.
And thanks, Dave. And hello, everyone. We are so excited to share with you four real use cases how Astro supports individual sales performance, sales leadership, competitive intelligence, and community knowledge all in one connected workflow. So, this first use case is all about expert sales enablement, getting that 24/7 performance coaching for that sales agent in the moment. Leaders, you all spend millions of dollars on to train and support your sales teams. This tool was built to support your sales agent, not to supplant them, but to provide them the support that they need in the moment. So this first use case is very relevant for the sales agent. Astro acts as that performance leader. In a moment, Astro can help with objection handling and response scripting, buyer persuasion framing, and drafting follow-up content. That's texts, that's emails, call notes, anything you could imagine in terms of follow-up. It's able to handle it. And it's immediately done right after the interaction, which makes it so relevant for that particular moment. It also helps sales professionals map out where their target buyer is during the week so that local marketing efforts are intentional instead of random. So, this first use case, I want to pass it over to our technology director who's going to share his screen here. And we're going to go a little off script. Christian, you showed us something really, really interesting, and we've got more detailed prompts that show you the depth of our expertise, and that was the intention of it. But Christian, would you mind sharing that first prompt that kind of goes over the strategy here? Thank you so much here. So what you're seeing here is a an objection handling option, and it's not just a prompt. It's interactive, right? You're working with it to craft the response that you need for that moment. And it's asking you to choose your response style. It's asking if it's a proxy issue, must have. And in each of these situations that might be unique for you, you're not only just seeing the results populate, but you're also interacting with them, customizing them to your specific situation. And I think when you have over 60 builder partners that are feeding this data set, when you have over 1,000 sales agents, when you have over 500 training modules, and over 50,000 questions answered by sales agents inside of our very specific industry, this platform becomes very powerful. So thank you, Christian, for going a little off script. I wanted to show that because the first objection handling example that we're actually going to go through is something that probably comes up quite often. We hear it all the time. I'm an affluent first-time move-up buyer who has selected their floor plan. However, the home site available for that home is not ideal, right? The home site is just not what they were looking for. It's a less desirable view. And so, how do we develop a strategy to overcome and gain that commitment? And so, you could set up your prompts to be as detailed or as fast as you need them. You're able to toggle that the level of depth. But for the instance of this demo and the other three use cases, we're going to go a little deeper. So, Christian, would you mind running that prompt for us? And some of the things that you're seeing here behind the scenes. There we go. That's the right one. Some of the things that you're seeing right behind the scenes is all of the content, all of the knowledge that we've accumulated over the last 2 decades. Tens of thousands of homes sold, our training manuals, videos, all of that is being pulled into the response and it's connected and it's cited and you could go watch the video that talks about it and engage with it on a deeper level. So it really gives you end-to-end way to engage with it. So thank you so much for that first example, Christian. I'm going to pass it over to Nick for our second use case.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited to present Astro and present the second use case because we have to remember that this tool isn't just for sales agents. It's also for sales leaders as well. It's built for sales leadership because having Astro at your side is like having an extra manager or an assistant manager in your pocket, allowing you to scale your support across your diverse teams, across your diverse geography, while saving you a ton of time. And the way that Astro is able to do this is inside the platforms, leaders have access to coaching content, best practices, and frameworks for running a high performance sales organization. And so Astro supports team management through cadence, accountability, and rep coaching, while also reinforcing the operational thinking and system based leadership. So instead of leaders relying solely on their instincts and on their memories and on their capacities, Astro becomes a consistent reference point for how to lead, coach, and manage at scale. And so we're going to show you this in a live action example here. Christian, if you could throw in the prompt for everybody here who can't read this, it says, I am a sales leader with an underperforming community with aging specs and home sites still available from the previously released phase. Our traffic has slowed and our sales team's overall conversion has started to slip. Please help me identify strategies to help us improve our pace. And with that being said, when you feed this to Astro, what it's going to do is it's going to search through the new Homestar knowledge base that spans almost 2 decades long, go through all of our training content, all of the training videos, and not only source where these answers are coming from, but provide a robust and concise blueprint for you to attack as a sales leader. And so this is a game changer for any sales leader that's looking for a competitive advantage in their market. And so thank you for that. Chris, why don't you take us to the next use case so we can show how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Nick. And I love just being as a sales leader. You're working with so many different situations. You're on the go from community to community. Having that at your fingertips is excellent. So this next use case is focused on the builder operators, right? And collecting real-time intelligence, right? One of the biggest gaps in sales today is how competitive intelligence is gathered. Most teams rely on lagging market reports. Like how many times have you had a revision 90 days out from the reports being released and and then how impacted was your competitive scanning with all the government shutdowns? What we do with this platform is we're actually um, running through public databases. We're running through ripping through websites and scanning to really understand exactly what's happening right now. What is on your competitor's website? What kind of inventory they have? What have they sold? And putting that in one concise space. So, Christian, can we run the scanning feature here? It's part of our research portion of Astro here. And so what you're seeing here is literally, again, looking at Google, searching the web, pulling that information, looking at public databases on interests. And so we're looking at the Orlando, Florida new home market, identified all the builders that are out there. within the 25-mile radius of your community center, talked about the different product offerings. And as we scroll down further, it really showcases all the communities. It's interactive. You're able to click on each of these and explore exactly what is it that you're competing against. And from here, and often you do this in other GPTs, you're able to build on this exact prompt. You're able to build on follow-up questions to really dig deep. So I absolutely love the competitive scanning features that uses so much data out there to give you that at your fingertips. And it's faster. It's way faster than the slow, constantly re-updated and reconciled data sets that are out there from other companies. So I'm going to pass it to Nick for our final use case. And there's, by the way, there's many, many more here. We just wanted to kind of highlight and give you guys a flavor of four different layers and show you guys some of the capabilities.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. And yes, there are a ton of capabilities, a ton of use cases here. But this last one, we just want to focus on bringing all of the communities together, right? The new home sales agent, as well as the sales leader, as well as all of those home building operators and owners that are looking for that competitive advantage in their markets. And so this last use case kind of brings everything together. And it quite simply answers the question this: how can Astro help you differentiate your communities versus your competition? Now, at New Home Star since 2008, we've been helping sales team master what matters most in every community. And that's quite simply this: knowing exactly what they offer and how to explain it, why it matters to the right buyer.
Hmm.
Astro supports this by generating clear, confident answers to the most important questions buyers actually ask, the things that every sales professional should know and be able to respond to instantly without guessing or searching. But historically, the problem with this is that all of this information typically lives across a number of different documents, emails, training sessions, and in worst case scenario, it's tribal knowledge that really isn't housed anywhere. You just need to kind of know it or get it from somebody. And so it makes that consistency hard and ramp times long, particularly for new employees. And so what Astro does is it transfers this scattered information from all over the place in an always available foundation that lives directly inside the sales workflow. And so this results in faster onboarding. You can get your new employees up to speed faster. Your sales teams will be better prepared, more confident, and more consistent buyer conversions from day one based upon your ability to differentiate what you have versus the competition. So, Christian, if you could, we're going to do another quick prompt here, and we're going to focus on what we call a unique selling proposition. In the final demo, we're going to look at positioning your community to your targeted consumer profile and creating a powerful USP or unique selling position. The prompt goes like this: please help me better differentiate our offering against my competition based upon my targeted consumer profile and what is found in my community's specific information. It would be great if you could highlight something at each stage of the sales funnel while focused on area, builder, community. And so I believe this prompt here, you can see it breaks it down for the area, builder, community in nearly every single section of the sales funnel of how to differentiate your community from all of the competition that you're constantly surrounded by. And I think we can all agree that this particular use case benefits the builder owner operators, it benefits the sales leaders, as well as the sales associates at the point of sale.
Yeah, Nick, that is excellent. And I love the frameworks, creating the most favorable thought process for buyers, using customer segmentation. All of that is packed in there. And what you're seeing here isn't four disconnected tools, it's one system supporting sales performance from the ground up. No new, it's just one system that you're able to access all of it. It's embedded where teams already work, which is actually where it gets used. So we're super excited to have shown you guys the four use cases, and I want to pass it over to our Director of New Builder Partnerships, Eric Ficky.
being here. What we saw today was a glimpse at the platform. And what we really didn't have an opportunity to do is to see how Astro adapts to your specific market, your specific builder, and really most importantly, your specific teams. We would love to have an opportunity to showcase a more personalized demo. So if you are a builder operator that is looking for a true competitive advantage and to get in on that earlier rather than later, if you're a sales and marketing executive that wants to equip their team with a really powerful tool, please use this QR code now to book a demo with us. For everyone else, for all the sales associates, thank you so much for coming out and showing that gumption to see what this new tool can do. You're already a part of our interest list, and we will definitely keep you apprised as when our standalone version will become available. But last but not least, we have the International Builders Show right around the corner, and we are honored to actually have Astro AI as a finalist this year in the Best of IBS. So please, if you happen to be in Orlando at the International Builders Show, please stop by our booth. It will be S2043. That's S2043. Come check out Astro, test it out for yourself, and see what it can really do.